Recently, I hinted that this woodland mansion would be taken over by Team Obsidian, and today we're finally going to start making that a reality. I've been doing a lot of fun Pokemon challenges lately, from shiny hunting to fossil Pokemon hunting and even a VGC Cobblemon tournament. But what I haven't been doing is a lot of Minecraft building, and I am missing it fiercely. Building in Minecraft is my absolute favorite thing to do, and large transformation projects are my all-time favorite. I've done a woodland mansion transformation in my 1.19 single-player world, and I almost completed a stronghold transformation project in my first hardcore world before I died. I even did an ocean monument transformation on the BattleCraft SMP I was a part of, and I transformed a mushroom biome into a lush paradise. So Minecraft structure and biome transformations are kind of my thing, and I can't wait to get started on this one. The first thing to do when taking on any large Minecraft transformation project is to clear out the structure of its current inhabitants. Unfortunately, I don't have the footage of Mini, Vert, and I doing this the other day, but as you can see, we have only pacified the current inhabitants. They may become very useful to us in the future as we develop this place further. With the mansion now safe for me to work in, it's time to get down to the second task of a large transformation project, and that's clearing land. I'm going to be putting the entrance to this build on this side of the mansion, and there's a good chunk of land here that we have to make free of trees and mushrooms. Thankfully, I have spent some time in the Nether recently and acquired for myself 2 Nether stars, one of which will make a perfect beacon for helping us clear out the land we need to clear here, and the other star, well, you'll just have to wait and find out in another video coming very soon to my channel where that one went. So make sure you subscribe to my channel to be notified of all my video uploads. With the beacon fully set up, I made quick work of clearing the trees and land from behind the mansion. There will need to be some more clearing as time goes on, but this will do for the current part of the build I have plans to build. Aw man, I wish I was recording. I was just standing here and I heard the sound. He spawned in, guys. Oh my goodness. This is a new shiny for us. I was just headed to the end to try and grab for ourselves some healing on all of our tools that we have really messed up in clearing out the woodland mansion. And oh my goodness, that guy just spawned in. That's so cool. Okay, let me head to the end and I will meet you back in the overworld and we can get working on collecting all of the materials for this build. In order to actually build our giant structure, we're gonna need a lot of resources, so we need to be back here because this is where I have my resources. And even though I have a decent chunk, well, this thing is going to be so large, guys, and I don't have enough for that. So we're going to have to do some resource gathering. First off, I headed out into the desert to gather a bunch of sand. One of the main things I'll be needing for this build is concrete, particularly gray and light concrete, and we definitely do not have enough sand or gravel for this project. I am also going to need a bit of smooth black tumblestone, and while I could probably take this from Vert, my goal this season was self-sufficiency, so let's see what we can't do about making our own pop-up farm. But of course, during all of this material gathering, I did happen upon yet another shiny Pokemon, a cute little Maractus. Unfortunately, my recording software has been playing havoc on my mic lately, and you can't hear anything I am saying in game. But I did catch this beauty, and we are one step closer to having 100 shiny Pokemon here on the BattleCraft SMP. With another shiny Pokemon caught, we were back to the material gathering with the arduous task of turning all of the concrete powder into concrete. Now, we had enough of this stuff that I probably should have made a concrete blaster, but nope, decided to do all of this all by myself, and without a hammer, even though we have access to those here on the server. I don't know, guys, I've just been really loving a lot of the vanilla playstyle I can do with this mod pack. It just kind of brings me back to the reasons that I even started playing Minecraft in the first place, and just the fun of the game. And what other fun might we have in the midst of our concrete mining? How about some fun spying on a wild Vert, oblivious to the people around him, focused on the multitasking life of shiny hunting and video edits. Going around and around in circles, hoping to hear that sweet, sparkling sound of a new shiny loading in, and therefore allowing his friends, like me, to sneak up on him and make clips like this. I have been mining down concrete entirely too long, and if you take a look into my backpack here of supplies, you can see the incredible amount of concrete I have made over the past couple of days. And yes, it took me a couple of days, as there is only so much you can do before you start going a little insane. But I think we should go take just a tiny bit of a break and see if we can't find any more shiny Pokemon. So just came to check out the PC as we're going shiny hunting here because I wanted to see how many shinies we actually have. So we have made it now to 2 full boxes, which means that is 60 Pokemon. And then we have an almost full 3rd box. So if I've done my math right, this is 84 shiny Pokemon that we currently have caught, and we just need 6 more to hit 90, which, guys, that means we only need 16 more to reach 100 shiny Pokemon. So, not that that's going to happen in today's video, but dudes, we are so close to 100 shiny Pokemon. Now, I would love to say that I found an incredible shiny Pokemon on this adventure, or really any shiny Pokemon, but alas, my luck was not here today. But I did have some fun traveling around the mansion area of the server and just wandering through the scenery. And it has given me enough of a break that I feel like I'm ready to get back up to the mansion and officially start the entrance to our Team Obsidian hideout. So let's talk about this build that we are going to be doing here to make for ourselves our Team Obsidian hideout. So of course I love transformation projects, and doing something here at the mansion sounds really awesome to me. Absolutely love it. However, I am trying off a different build style than I normally do. And that build style is kind of brutalist in nature. So we're taking a lot of inspiration from B-dubs and other different brutalist photos that I've found on the internet, because I definitely looked for some concept art, and I'm really hoping that I can bring it all together here in this build. There is definitely a few things that I'm not like 100% happy with in the creative copy that I have made. However, something I really would like to get better at is being willing to make a build, do the creative planning, build it here in the world, and if over time we start changing our minds or coming up with different plans and ideas of how to make it work better, to be willing to just go in and fix it. Just because you build it in survival doesn't mean it needs to be absolutely finished. I am a big supporter of working through the ugly phase of building, particularly when you're feeling burnt out or in a creative block. And that's exactly where I have been finding myself these days. I have been slogging through the creative build process and feeling like nothing I build is ever good enough, keeping me in that ugly phase of building and not really knowing how to get out. Watching this entrance come together in this time lapse, I am keenly aware of its plainness, which makes it into a less formidable fortress for the Team Obsidian hideout. But after a chat with friends, I think I finally figured out how to push myself past that ugly phase of building and create a beautiful work of art. We not only have the front part here done, minus the details obviously that we're gonna fix, but I did also open up the interior here into one big room. Obviously it needs decorations, like, oh my goodness, so many decorations, but we're not gonna focus on the interior right now. We are gonna focus on trying to detail the exterior, which I have a plan for. Unfortunately, it does require a little bit of rebuilding, mostly just, you know, moving everything 1 block further. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on here. But I do think, guys, that both you and me are going to like this so much better once I get these details in. So let's work on this side here first, and we're going to do a little bit of this together just so you can kind of see where my thought process is. So first off, we are actually going to be taking down these pillars on the bottom. Now that this side is moved over, we need to add in a couple of details. So we're going to have these blocks here on the bottom. On top of this, we're going to add our deep slate bricks, and we're also going to want these stairs like this, and then one more block all the way down to here. So now that we have this bottom part slightly detailed up, we need to go into this middle section, which needs a little bit more detail of its own. And this is where we're going to bring in a little bit of our crying obsidian. And then obviously, as a little added detail, if we free cam out, that's just too much. So to soften it up a little bit, we're going to use these blocks like this, the stairs, so that now we just have that kind of hint of purple popping through, but we still have some detailing and texture that kind of matches the bottom section here. And now, taking a step back, we can see we're getting some more of that detail piece going on here with the deep slate bricks. So up here on the top, we're gonna want these deep slate bricks once again, but we want it upside down right there. And then we would like some deep slate bricks there. We also want a little bit of iron bars here at the top. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 2 like this, and then we want 3 right there. So let me finish the 2 front pillars and just finish that entrance all up, and I'll bring you guys back and then we'll get working on the other towers. Okay, I finished off those 2 pillars here and widened off the doorway, adding in the few details, and guys, it's coming together. So now it's a matter of working on fixing this side here and fixing that side, and then we'll turn our attention to the O up at the top. For this side, we're gonna get like some pipe action coming out. And please know that we are gonna be using copper, but the copper that I do have is not oxidized. So it'll take a minute before it actually is properly looking correct. So step 1 here, we're actually going to take this gray concrete and we're going to make another line of it of the same width up here. So I've extended it there, and you can see that there's a space right behind it, and that's because I actually have to move this wall out as well. So we'll do that here in a second, but I am just going to match it here on the bottom. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a bunch of our polished deep slate for this one. We've got stairs, we have this, and then we're also going to want our soul campfires, and then all of these copper trapdoors. So what we're gonna have is we're going to put a slab here, we're going to have a stair right here, 2 slabs, a stair, 2 more slabs, and another stair here in the corner. Then here behind, we are going to take our full blocks and we are just going to make a full line right across here. Right on this block, we are going to start building up a tower. Now, I mean, this is not a tower. This is supposed to be like a pipe. Now, around the top is where we are going to put these trapdoors. And of course, I want them fully oxidized, so it's going to take some time to get there. I just think the oxidation state is a prettier state. And then in the back, we are also going to add in a full row of the polished deep slate. And between the pillars, because we're going to have these pipes going here and here. So we will have these ones continuing up, but we're gonna have stairs just like this. And then in these spaces, we are going to have some soul campfires. And on top of it, we're gonna put these trapdoors. That's gonna look so good with our 3 pipes and then the smoke coming out. It brings life and movement to the build, which I think is very much needed. So I am excited for once these things actually fully oxidize. But let's get the rest of these pipes up. Well, it is unfortunately raining, but we do have the pipes now fully in. Just gotta wait for that oxidation to happen. And I want to do a little bit of work there up on the top. I don't know if you guys have noticed as we're looking here, part of it is definitely going to be due to the shaders that I use. However, when you look at this build down here, you have the gray concrete and the block here behind is actually cyan terracotta, which is exactly the same block that's up there, but because of the way that the sun hits it, this looks so much more gray and light than these blocks here behind the pipes. And to fix that, because I don't really love that look, I kind of want it all to be the same shade. We're actually going to take this and we're going to put a little bit of a trim or a roof line onto it. It's going to be similar to these towers here, and that will create enough shadow that all of these should kind of feel similar. Okay, I have put it together and you can see we have that little bit of edging and ridge there all along the top part. And that just means that the terracotta down there and the terracotta up there now look the same, irregardless of where the sun's at. Like right now, you can kind of see like more of the blue popping through, whereas the sun starts to set, it's gonna look a lot more dark gray, like our other dark gray, like the concrete that we got there. So it's just a way, you know, use those shadows when you can use them. We have now both sides put together here and it is starting to come together, guys. We've got those added details. Of course, we need this to oxidize faster, but that's not going to happen. But now we ought to talk about this O. While it's fine, I think it's fine. I really have very few complaints about the O that I do have there. It is set back a little bit too far to really make it feel imposing on those who come walking up here. So we are going to move that forwards and also lower it a little bit. Doesn't that look just a little bit better, pulling it forwards and closer so that as we're walking along, you still see the O. All the way as you're walking up the stairs, it is still there. Yep, my friends were right, it needed to be closer. However, just because the O is closer, hasn't quite fixed the problem. And obviously I only just took the O down from the back, so there's some mess going on back there. But I also want to take that building and I want to pull it forward so that there is a backing to this O with that building. And that brings us to the O being adjusted. I think it's come together super great. I know I have not put back in the stairs and the trapdoors on that O, and it's just because I don't know if it needs it, if it doesn't. It kind of feels like it needs something, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So we might have to do that. Feel free to leave your comments down below with what you think. But overall, this is way more detailed and I'm feeling a lot better with it. Now I'm going to just wander around here, work around here, maybe touch up a few things if I have missed them, maybe go mining for more dust stones. And we're just going to wait until all of these trapdoors are actually oxidized, and I will show you guys what this will actually look like once they are all oxidized. I don't really care to say how many days I've been waiting around here for all of this copper to oxidize. And as you can tell, well, it's not even fully oxidized yet, but I think we're close enough that you can see what I was saying about how the oxidized copper just looks so much better in this build than just the regular copper. But we are going to leave it there for today. We've got ourselves a beautiful entrance, and as you're watching this, I am currently on vacation. I have to finish editing this if I'm going to actually have it ready by the time I leave for vacation. I do hope you guys did enjoy this video, kind of working through that ugly phase of building and figuring out where to go from here. And I hope you enjoy how this build did come out. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye for now.